Hello and welcome to the final round of the Supercar Challenge powered by Hankook. We're at the TT circuit of Assen, where sadly the weather was horrible for the season finale. It really was autumn at its worst, cold and windy. A weekend though for die-hard race fans, because the good news is they were treated to one of the most spectacular racing weekends of the season. Start of race one, the penultimate race of the weekend. Everybody starting on the medium compound Hankook slick because there is a narrow dry line. Roger Grell's Ambascouten safely through the first corner, but Wiebe Weitzers gets it wrong, spins, and he also clatters Kosta Kanaroglou, who's in the pits with damage.
I think we had a misunderstanding between the KTM and me. He sort of leaned in a little bit on my line. I wasn't fast enough to lift off. He slowed down, so I bumped him a bit, and that made him stop even more, and somebody bumped him again, so he turned into me. So I think it was just a series of bad lucks, but I had to come in, and we wasted about 10 minutes changing the back, wheel and everything, the whole suspension, not the suspension system, but anyway, something out there in the back. So so that was a shame. But then I did the fastest lap, so I was happy about that, of the category, even with a bent car, so that was fun. Yeah.
All of which means that he won't make 75% distance, gets no points, fourth in the championship in danger. Getting ready to start from pole in Supersport 1 is Erik van der Munkhoff. He and Henry Zumbrink 17 points now behind championship leaders Dennis de Borst and Martin de Klein. But if the BMW drivers win the race and the Seat drivers are 6th or lower, Erik van der Munkhoff and Henry Zumbrink will win the Supersport 1 title. They have 0 result seconds, but there are 30 for Dennis de Borst and Martin de Klein here, the defending champions. 9 competitors in Supersport 1, and the Seat not strongest in the wet. Another driver who'll have to be at the top of his game is Kosta Kanaroglou if he's to move up to 3rd in the points. He's had so much bad luck this season, but he seems to be back on form here in Assen, and he'll need to be. He needs to end up on the podium with the men in front of him running into trouble. It is a slim chance, but it's not impossible. Red lights are on as they exit the Geert Timmer chicane, and away they go. It is a wet track. The BMW silhouettes side by side. Roger Grell's battling with Bob Herbert, further back with Peter Schroyers, the orange BMW coming down the inside of the Seats. Around the outside, the blue and white BMW, Ronald van Loon takes the lead from Erik van der Munkhoff, and there is Schroyers, the race 1 winner, right behind Dennis de Borst. Van der Munkhoff cuts underneath the BMW to retake the Supersport 1 lead. There is van der Munkhoff ahead of Ronald van Loon. And the back of this group, Ted van Vliet holding off Kosta Kanaroglou's yellow-nosed Ginetta until he has a big moment. Kosta Kanaroglou goes through for 8th. De Borst only needs a top 6 finish to be the champion. There's van der Munkhoff ahead of Ronald van Loon. Benjamin Vandenberg in 3rd place. And Dennis de Borst in 4th, gets a good exit from the Geert Timmer chicane, all over the inside of the BMW, eyes on the prize, down into the first corner, ignores Benjamin Vandenberg, but the wipers are on the straight. It is very wet. There's the Seat, he's gone through. Go on, says Benjamin, because he's coming under pressure from behind. 2 more BMWs. First of all, Ruud Olli, then the orange car of Peter Schroyers. We're on board with Peter Schroyers. And you can see that this is a real bottleneck here. Trying to go around the outside, the orange car, Peter Schroyers, Ruud Olli right on the inside. The 1 Series escapes. The Seat offline on the left, but stays there in 3rd position. Erik van der Munkhoff still leading Supersport 1 by inches from Ronald van Loon and Dennis de Borst. Peter Schroyers here battling with Benjamin Vandenberg. Can't quite find the traction on the wet curbs on the inside, but look in front. Dennis de Borst in the Seat goes by Ronald van Loon up to 2nd place. Only needs a top 5 finish if Erik van der Munkhoff wins the race. But now he's piling the pressure on. Looking back, there is van Loon. Battle between Schroyers and Vandenberg in the chicane. A bit of door banging. Schroyers with a run around the outside. That gear change didn't sound great, nor did that one either. I wonder if he's still got a problem that could come back to haunt him. Erik van der Munkhoff leading. 2nd place for the Seat to Dennis de Borst, but with 30 seconds more to spend in the pit lane, don't forget. So de Borst needs to keep the pressure on. And he is doing. Looking back from the leader, there is the Seat that the team reckon doesn't have a great wet weather setup. Well, it's slithery. The track is greasy as anything, but he's still trying to drive around the outside of Erik van der Munkhoff, trying to take the lead, doesn't get it, and Ronald van Loon is inside him now on the straight. The 2-litre turbo Seat just starts to pull away enough. He's got a little bit of an overlap. Van Loon, though, around the outside. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can, just about. Back up into second place. Dennis de Boer shouting at himself. And there, right behind him, is the orange car, Peter Schroyers. Don't forget, Schroyers and Marcel van der Maat won the first race. He goes inside Dennis de Borst. Battle for second in Supersport 1. Ronald van Loon in front of us. We ride on board with Peter Schroyers. Schroyers has come nicely through the field up to second place. And there's Dennis de Borst in the Seat behind in fourth place. Still in a position to win the title. Just where he needs to be. Kosta Kanaroglou struggling in the background. Didn't have a great race one after getting caught up in the oily incident. Now trying to slide up the inside of Priscilla Spelman's Seat Leon. And through he goes. Battle in front. Ruud Olly on the outside of Dennis de Borst. This is for fourth place. And Ruud Olly can't find the traction there to go the long way around the outside. The balance of power in Supersport 1 seesawing around as well. Erik van der Munkhoff leads, but now from Peter Schroyers in the orange car. Ronald van Loon in third. Dennis de Borst in fourth, but under pressure from Ruud Olly. And Ruud Olly with a great exit from the chicane. He's going to go by. De Borst down to fifth. They can't drop any lower. This is danger time for them. Ruud Olly, whoa, big handful there at a big moment as he chases Ronald van Loon. Keeps control of the car though. And Peter Schroyers, the race one winner, looking to go by Erik van der Munkhoff. He's got a good run going here. Van der Munkhoff trying to defend but must avoid contact. They need to win the race in this BMW Z4 GTR. But right now, Peter Schroyers is out front. Battle for sixth position in Supersport 1. Kosta Kanaroglou closing in on Benjamin van der Berg in the BMW 1 Series GTR. And in these mixed conditions, the light and nimble Ginetta does seem to be finding its feet. Drives the long way round the inside. That gives him the inside line for the hairpin. But he's still got to stay on the outside, and he does. Slips through in front of Benjamin van den Berg. So he moves up to sixth position. And Dennis de Borst and Martin de Klein's Seat Leon next in his sights. You can see how the track is drying as van den Berg shoots back down the inside under braking. 3.2 litre BMW power giving him the run. But Kanaroglou again counter-attacking. Again, he'll have to sit all the way around the outside. Runs out of room a little there. Battle for second in Supersport 1. Erik van der Munkhoff ahead of Ruud Olly in number 246. And we're riding right behind with Ronald van Loon. Big slide off the corner from Ruud Olly. But there's traffic in front. And Erik van der Munkhoff having to have a little lift going around. Hannah Terriam's BMW Cup car loses ground and through goes Ruud Olly. White and black car of Erik van der Munkhoff under pressure from the white and blue one of Ronald van Loon. Van Loon with the inside line for third place in Supersport 1. Van der Munkhoff now with the tight inside line but on the curbs, losing a little bit of grip there. Right behind is Dennis de Borst in the Seat Leon. And then finding their way around Jos Janssen's Porsche, which is really struggling in these conditions. On board again in the battle with Benjamin van der Berg. Through goes Kosta Kanaroglou. Nice progressive throttle. Squeezes his way past. And the Seat Leon is just in front. Erik van der Munkhoff losing ground. And around the outside as the Seat gets boxed in behind the Porsche. Kanaroglou again looking to make a move. Trying to take fifth from Dennis de Borst. Doesn't get through there. Rushing down to the first corner though. Jos Janssen's Porsche's straight line speed gets him out of the way, but he is all over the road in the corners, and again the Supersport 1 cars are catching fast as their battle rages on. Van der Munkhoff in 4th, but look at Kosta Kanaroglou in the blue and yellow Ginetta, 6th position at the moment, dives to the inside at the hairpin. Dennis de Boers drifts out wide. He's got traction there, Kosta Kanaroglou. He goes through for 5th. Challenging Erik van der Munkhoff, looking to go around the outside, cuts back to the inside, chops the nose off Dennis de Boers. Van der Munkhoff clinging on to 4th place. Dark skies in the distance, but it's still sunny on this drying Assen track. Van der Munkhoff just out wide, losing ground. Through goes Kanaroglou, and look alongside him now is Dennis de Boers. And de Boers goes through as well. Van der Munkhoff down to 6th. Kosta Kanaroglou flying now. Closing in on 2nd place man Ruud Olli, who slides around in the BMW, heading towards the mandatory pit stops. And Ruud Olli really struggling for grip. Kanaroglou straight through on the inside like taking candy off a baby. Bob Herber's white silhouette carving its way through the Supersport 1 field. Ruud Olli's BMW alongside him. Kosta Kanaroglou there in 3rd place after the stops. Henry Zumbrink leads, but they're closing fast on the sport leaders. And there's contact, misjudgment by Ruud Olli. He hits Bob Herbert on his outside, and Jos Velboer in the 2nd place Sport Clio is in the gravel as well. Let's take a look again then with Bob Herbert. There's Ruud Olli in front, gets a big slide going. The Clios are in front, he's got to come by, but he fails to negotiate Bob Herbert, who's already outside him. Big crash for Bob Herbert. After the pit stops, Henry Zumbrink moves up to the lead in Supersport 1. Martin de Klein takes 5th after Ruud Olli crashes with Bob Herbert. The Seat drivers lead by 2 points into the closing stages. Is it divine intervention that brings the return of the rain in the closing stages? The BMW is excellent in the rain, the Seat not so much, but 4th place Marcel van der Mark makes a mistake in the final chicane, hits the wall. The race 1 winners will continue but finish 8th. And because of a mistake by Robert Vandenberg in the rain, Martin de Klein is in 3rd, now chasing Kosta Kanaroglou for 2nd place. Gets by the Greek driver on the straight. Kanaroglou immediately retaliates back up into 2nd.
Well, we chose the right tires. I think we went on wet, and the plan was to change, in the pit stop. And well, I think all the cars were having the same problems. The track was at a rhythm. I think the fast guys were grouped up front, and all the SS1s we were all grouped together. So it was great. It was great. A lot of changing of places. Nice, healthy racing.
2nd for Kosta Kanaroglou is only his 4th podium appearance after 3 wins this year, so he drops to 5th. Ronald Luc van Leeuwen move up to 2nd in the championship, and after 16 races, the title decided by just 3 points.